And of course, when you're dealing with subtle light energy and spirit, not everything goes smoothly, but I believe we have it ironed out. No echoes. And Sarah Reheis, who I'm going to sit down with today, can hear everything. Hi, hi, hi. My name is Jamie Butler. I'm here in Atlanta, and this is the last of the introductions to the JB Mentorship crew, the graduates of 2020 that I've been with for the last 5 months. It has been such a pleasure and an honor to get to know these women. Happen to be all women, doesn't have to be that way next year. So anybody who is interested in the JB Mentorship, please email info@jamiebutlermedium.com. But that beside itself, I'm hanging out with Sara Reheis. She is an intuitive, multidimensional being. She offers readings, energy healings. She does digital download artwork that provides healing when you look at it. And all of this is coming in 2021. So we get the first scoop before she launches it right now. And I can't wait. Sarah. There she is. Hi.
Hello, 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 Lumineers.
Everybody's saying hi. Oh, look, I'm snorting already. Jamie S. says, hi, lovelies. And hello from Denmark, Geeta. Oh, and Jackie. Mary Lloyd. Howdy, Jamie and Sarah. Saving the best for last. Oh my gosh. This is true. DJ. Oh, says DG. I want to be a medium so bad, struggling and can't pay for help and classes. That might be on the docket for us to have a little conversation about. But before we dive into some of this, I would love, Sarah, to hand it over to get to know you a little bit more. I'm interested in hearing, how was it like to be you? Did you grow up being very energy centric? What got you to align your life into doing the work that you do today? And talk a little bit about the work that you do.
Yeah, for sure. How I got into this, I like to say it's like a lifetime experience of moments where I think I was very sensitive as a kid, and I had a lot of intuitive pings. I would see spirits, and I knew that nobody around me saw them. I would ask, and just kind of feeling like an oddball, feeling a bit out of sorts, not really having any introduction or any person in my life that really shared the same experiences. So it took me a long time of curiosity as well as a little bit of hesitation to really dive in. Throughout my adolescence, when I started going to college, I actually met one of my professors, and this is how I got introduced to Jamie. Shout out Marco Party, if you're listening, if you're out there, you rock all the time. But he actually had Jamie and a bunch of different other eclectic, also relative weirdos and oddballs like myself come into class and just share about very similar experiences with spirit and their intuition and protection, which was something that was new to me at the time. So it was really a bunch of learning experiences and so much divine intervention to get me here. Really where I feel, especially after this mentorship, after experiencing this, being so close with Jamie, has been so eye-opening for the fact that I'm not alone in this. It's not necessarily so weird or strange. I'm not necessarily all that much of an oddball. I'm just very passionate and very connected and very sensitive.
I love that you gave a shout out to Marco Party.
It's doing that thing again where you sound like a robot.
Really? Do I sound like a robot to everybody else?
Does anybody else hear Robot Jamie? Because I've been hearing Robot Jamie for a minute. I also don't have my glasses, so I can't see.
Hi, Genevieve. It's a beautiful sunny day in Arizona. Daniel is saying hello. Greetings from Illinois with Anna. I'm so happy to see all of you Lumineers here. So I'll wait for them to tell me if I sound like a robot or not. Oh, I do not.
No
Wonderful.
robots.
This is what we
Just
were
me.
trying to problem solve before. No, Mr. Roboto? Okay. So, Sarah, if you can manage my robot voice on your end, when you talked about community and being around people, like-minded yet different, but that can support you, what are some of the needs that you get met out of that? Like, why is it important just to have those other people who can do that?
Oh yeah. I guess as a kid, like I felt so strange. Like the feeling of strange. No one ever judged me. I had fantastic, supportive parents that were just kind of like, "Oh, she's like a little weird. It's okay. We love her." But nobody got it, and so I was like, I must be going crazy. Like, there's no other explanation to it. So having, like, seeing Jamie, you as an example, and then meeting everybody in association with the center, and just seeing how similar and all of the gifts, the intuitive pings, how similar all of those things are, really being drawn to it, I think is helped me gain confidence in the fact that this is what I do. It's been a long time coming to just kind of say that in the world, but really having support is like so beautiful and loving to just not feel alone.
Mhm. What's it like teetering? Because you've said it a few times. Insane, crazy. With listen, like so many of us who are highly sensitive, we walk that fine line. We wake up one day and we're like, oh my God, am I actually broken or is this for real? And who do I even ask that question to? What were some of the ways that you managed to just not fall off the deep end and go, okay, I'm normal, I got a gift, this is what's going on, and this is what I'm going to do with it? How did you do that yourself and get out there? Right?
That's a good question. That's a good
You might
question.
not even know like the details to it, but like, could you slow down and maybe observe some of those things that you did rely on?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think for me, having the experience being like so alone or by myself with all of it, um, I didn't understand at those times that spirit was always with me, that I'm always surrounded by a bunch of energy, and feeling not alone wasn't necessarily the easy perspective switch. I am so in love with psychology and science and brains and arts. I think reflecting back, a lot of my artwork was just me channeling different forms of energy, and I didn't even notice. But I would just doodle or draw and get into it and release and write, and read a lot all the time. I would read constantly. Oh yeah. Oh. But yeah, I would just like constantly dive into whatever sensations that felt more grounding and I guess more natural. It felt more natural to be creating art than like, trying to force something or trying to go too deep when I knew I wasn't ready. Really pacing myself. And when I started to build those connections, it was really short and sweet. It built over time. And so I had like a couple of close friends that were like, oh yeah, I get it. And so we would feed, and those connections just fostered even more understanding, really sharing with each other. This is what's happening to me. Today's crazy. I don't get it. I feel like I get hit by a solar flare. You just find the ways to tune into self and out of self, and even not having all of the backing or the foundations at the time, I really naturally kind of fell into those patterns.
I love that you mentioned the solar stuff. Do you have, and I don't think we've ever sat down and talked about this, but do you have certain things that you follow, like astrology or solar flares or Schumann's resonance, something out there that you're like, okay, I'm really a sensitive person. This is happening, so I can kind of understand what the earth is doing and why I'm being that way. Do you tune
Yeah.
with any of that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's funny in the last mentorship, last couple of mentorships, it's like I keep being reminded to look when I have it in front of me, but I do love to look at the varying ways that energy is kind of expressed at that being. Astrology is so interesting, numerology is so interesting. Um, and definitely, I'm not an astronomer by any means, but I do think the solar energy, magnetism, things like that, everything's impacting. Even the moon cycles, the weather, the seasons, all of it's, synchronistic if you really look at it.
I've always, when I observe your work and I listen to you talk, I always imagine you just like taking your natural abilities, like in these little jars, and mixing and making little recipes with each thing, like a little witchy, a little Celtic, a little deep history, some future, some multidimensional stuff, like off Earth, off grid, and then really Earth centered. And you just kind of blend those things so well.
Thank you.
You do. We have
Thank you.
I posted some of your art while you were chatting. And Jennifer Ing says, love Sarah's energy. Kelsey says, beautiful art.
Thank you.
Jamie S says, these graduates are amazing. You're amazing, Jamie.
Yes, Jamie.
See, Lila or Lilia Clark is saying hi. And even Jennifer, again, Ing is saying, I have similar interests, like that kind of beyond the earth and into the earth. So I know right now, Sarah, you're not doing sessions. You're kind of revving up to do a launch in 2020. Do you mind sharing with us kind of what you're aligning with, what kind of readings or sessions you're thinking about putting out there?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm really excited because really, I think like this whole experience in the mentorship, which I'm going to talk about before we leave, anyways, but it's been so enlightening and really um, been giving me the place to focus. So in the mentorship, really sharing all the work with the case studies has been so valuable to me. So empowering for me that I really wanted to put a lot of effort into the pre-stage because I am a big planner and an organizer and I need things to be streamlined and easy for me in order to really see them through. So taking the time before 2021 happens to really get everything in order is going to help me really thrive throughout 2021. But I'm so excited to be working on some digital downloads that Jamie mentioned. They're going to be Reiki energy and focus, so that way you can have this piece of healing and clarity kind of just sitting in your phone. Your phone's in your pocket constantly. It's always, binging and chirping at you. Having a little peace of mind there, I think, is going to be really fun to share. Because I love painting. I really have fallen in love with like the digital aspect, and there's so many cool things that you can do with that platform that you can't do with a canvas or with a pencil and a paper. So I'm really excited about those things. And I am working on still preparatory stages. I don't even have much to talk about it with, but I have been really called to share more of my own personal self, my own personal rituals and practices in spirituality, especially being kind of on this journey solo for a long time. I've learned a lot. And practice is one of the biggest things that I've learned, as well as continuing education. So with that, I'm going to be launching a Patreon in hopefully January 2021 that will really be like monthly ritual guidance, intuitive guidance, peer support for other intuitive individuals that really just like have all of these pockets and things that you want to do, but it doesn't seem to be in one lane. Um, at least that's why I go by multi-dimensional, because I just feel like there's so many realms and I can't possibly fit one into one word besides multidimensional. So with that, I don't have those digital downloads or the Patreon link up or anything yet because I'm still working on it. But if you want to go to my website, either subscribe or follow me on Instagram, then you will definitely be updated because I keep everybody posted there. But I'm really excited about this. Really excited to be doing something, especially on Patreon. I think I'm really giddy about that while I'm building it, because I love the idea of having a really peer supportive space that's not necessarily on social media. I think it's really fun and cool and a nice separation for the brain.
I had this thought when you were talking about the artwork being in the phone and the phone is in your pocket. Like, are you going to design any healing artwork that's just made for your screen? You know,
Yeah.
the backdrop?
Yes,
Is that what you're talking
absolutely.
about? Is that where we would keep them? And so, like, as soon as we open up our phone, we see the healing symbols and the colors and the intent.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
I'm really excited about it. I think, naturally we all kind of like have our favorite thing as our background. Like mine is my dog. That's what I want to look at when I open my phone because it makes me feel happy. And I love her. And it's, anywhere we can get some more healing energy, I think, squeeze it in as best you can. I'm really working on finishing the phone wallpapers right now that are those digital downloads. And then I'm going to work on like the screen, like your laptop screens, which is much more canvas to work with. So that's gonna be so fun to create and like make a thing. I don't even know what that's gonna look like yet.
I love that. All right, can I put my order in? I want one that's kind of light and smooth because whenever I put artwork up on my screen that's too detailed, I can't find the folders I like to keep on my desktop. I need like a
Exactly.
monochrome healing piece of artwork so I can find my stuff easier.
And it feels zen. You're like, I can do it.
Oh
I
yeah,
own this thing.
Marta says a screensaver or phone covers.
Oh, I love phone covers. Yeah. Even the shells for the laptops, that's cool too. Thank you. Good idea.
Grimly F says, "Hi, Sarah!" Exclamation marks. Sheldon says on his phone, it's his dog as well. So there you have it.
Dog love all day.
Chelsea's asking, do you think being a part of this mentorship has helped you tune in even more so to your life's purpose? Have you discovered anything about yourself or your purpose that you weren't aware of before?
Yeah, absolutely. In so many ways. That's an amazing question. And really like everything a part of this mentorship, um, I think Jamie like masterfully planned. And how, yeah, like you really gave us permission to just unfold in our ways, and support with that, not just permission, like go unfold, but you there right beside us and like gently guiding us with so much grace, um, has been so supportive. Like I said, like going through this journey, through all of the things by myself, really. It's so important. It's so important. And you can do the work on your own, sure, but there's so much value. And it's almost like it's faster when you have other people that are like, yeah, do it.
Right, you have a cheerleading team, and then you have that kind of responsibility from your peers because the system's laid out for you to depend on each other.
Yeah.
I liked how you said that you can also do it on your own because remember earlier we read a question from DG who was just like, what if I don't have the funds or what if I don't have the time or the location or the space? What are some things that people, or let's say from you, what are some things that you've done on your own that's really helped build your mediumship abilities?
Yeah, yeah, I love that. I love that, and I definitely resonate with having a struggle bus time with finances throughout the years. um, but with that, yeah, you can do everything by yourself. Is it easier to get support? At least energetic support. I see you, I hear you. That is so much a part of the work, and your own intuition is your individual expression. So nobody's going to have that just the same way as you. A lot why this mentorship is so special because it's not that Jamie, it's like, be me. She's really behind the scenes, like, be you. So with that, just different ways to practice, like tuning into breath work, getting in tune with your body. I think I really started on grounding that practice and working with that practice by utilizing yoga. Yoga was huge for me because it incorporates that breath work and that mind body awareness. And when you have like that sensation, it's really easy to fall into your intuition, like get to know it better. It's just another part of you, right? And researching is like, I'm such a huge nerd. I love to research things. I love to read things, anything, everything. I'm open-minded. At the end of the day, what I tend to tell my clients, what I always tell myself is take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So you're always going to take something out of it. Just take what resonates, leave the rest. There's something for everybody, and not everybody's going to vibe with the same things. So having like this research capability, really, the internet is so powerful. And, you know, we're talking about it being overwhelming with our phones and kind of creating this better space. But utilizing the internet for your own, you know, means, having the intention with it is huge. And knowing that you can just, and Google, you know, everything about starseeds or everything about alien dimensions, and you can have this vast amount of information. And something also with that, as far as doing the practice on your own, what I learned the hard way was take the time away. You don't have to get it all done. You don't have to become a master overnight. It's not going to happen. Be more compassionate with yourself. It's not a race. I hope that's helpful.
I love that you said that, right? You don't have to do it all overnight.
Yeah.
But so I like the internet as well. I'm a big researcher. I dig that you said that. And I want to go back and ask about the yoga. But with the internet thing, how do you personally kind of say, okay, that aligns with me, that's real, or that's not real? Because there's so much out there that's opinionated or agenda driven. How do you kind of collect your information?
That's a great question. I I definitely think that I have gained good knowledge of like what feels good and what feels no to me. I think that mind body connection helps there. I've told Jamie before, like when I feel it's a no, like I either want to throw up or I got to use the bathroom. I don't know. That's real.
That's exactly what she does. She is not exaggerating.
I just have to.
She's like, I think I need to throw up.
Yeah, like it's gonna happen. It just has to happen, or it doesn't. Either way, I just have to give it time. But yeah, like in that case, having like when I'm reading something, I read something recently that I was like, oh, that's a haka hui. That can't be true. But really, that's how my body responded. I was reading it, I was like, what? And usually when my brain kind of does that, I sit with that for a moment, and I'm like, okay, am I holding a kind of bias, or am I making a judgment that I shouldn't be making? And I kind of sit with that for a few seconds and kind of see again in my body. If my body's like, then that's a big no. And I just lean into that. I keep it really simple. If it feels like a yes, then it typically is going to feel like, oh yes, awesome, cool information. Like I get really excited about it. And so that's also like, you know, the other side.
Like Pamela Warman calls it natural filters.
Yes, discernment in the best way.
Sometimes it's like when I feel I really need to get the information. And you know, I'm 30 years into this path and a lifetime of 47 years of being like mixed in it. But sometimes where I'm like, I'm hungry for it. I need to find it right away. I need to find it right away. And I read something and my natural filters aren't turned on or my consciousness isn't strong. And all of a sudden I fall into this like gullible thing.
Yeah.
I catch myself, but I just want to state it out there that even those who have swam in the pool for a really long time read something and just go beat, beat, beat. No way. Next. So be
Yeah.
conscious of alignment and aware.
Absolutely. I think another thing with that is something I sit with a lot when I'm sitting with my kind of initial reactions, is like evaluating the place that I resonate from. Like, am I resonating because that's like an outdated version of me? Or am I resonating because it's like the future version of me that I want to embody more? And kind of figuring that part out. And then if it's a past version of me where it's like, well, I don't need to resonate with that anymore.
Dude, that is your multidimensional being coming out right there. Time. Okay, I wanted to ask about the yoga thing. How did you get into yoga? If there's somebody out there listening who's never experienced yoga or taken a class, like, what is it and why do you think it's so awesome?
Oh my God, yoga is so awesome.
She's like, let me just tell you, it just is.
Yeah, I think I found yoga years ago. I remember my yoga teacher, Althea Lawton Thompson. If you're out there, or if you're interested in yoga, check her out. She's got a lot of stuff going on, but she's an amazing spiritual being as well. And I think I was blessed to come into kind of this space open-ended. I've started everything that I'm doing now in an open place. I was like, I'll try that. Okay, let's see. And so I did that with yoga. I went with my best friend and we had this yoga class, and, you know, blessed that Althea was another spiritual light that, you know, really incorporated the spiritual aspect of yoga, not just the, you know, sweat yoga aspect or the pain and the burn, the stretch, but really the breath. But yoga is really, I guess it's a practice of exercise in the West, and really in the East, it's more of that mental, calm breath work, stability, getting in tune with your core, your center. That's something yoga teachers say a lot. It's just getting grounded and balanced. People sometimes, I used to teach yoga more frequently back before COVID. And a lot of people are like, what does that mean? What is your center? Where is it? How do I find it? Literally your belly breath. That's where your center is. And I think yoga is so interesting because at least a part of the work is really listening to yourself and giving yourself the space and the time, especially, I don't know, being maybe a millennial or just being in the age of the internet. Everything's so fast paced and like, go, 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 go. So it's nice to like, okay, I'm going to go to a studio, or I'm going to sit down, you know, now in today's age, you can sit down on YouTube and take a class. But with that, like, you know, you can just step out of your whole life box for an hour or an hour and a half and just breathe. I think it's definitely something that we don't embrace as much, that should be more normal, and not necessarily to have a fit body or, you know, do a split, but just to get in touch with you. This is your vessel, you know, you got to know what's going on with it.
I'm really falling in love with your yoga impersonation of a teacher, even though you are a yoga teacher. You know, it's just like really funny. Now that we know that you're a yoga teacher, if somebody was starting off for the first time, what type of yoga would you suggest for them?
Oh, I would ask more questions. I would want to know what they are looking for, what they're looking for in experience, because there's so many different kinds of yoga.
How about to tap into their mediumship abilities? Ooh, which one
I
would
would say like yin yoga, which is like, I don't know if anybody knows what yin yoga is, but like yin yoga is sit down in one pose for 5 minutes and just hold it. And there's something so powerful about just being completely still and just breathing. It lets all these other things kind of come out. And, you know, restorative yoga, other really relaxing yogas, because I think getting into especially like mediumship things, you're moving so much energy, right? So like having a good well of energy that you're kind of tapped into already, and really feeling calm so you can pay attention to what's happening.
I totally agree. I love the yin yoga. I'm going to shout out to my baby brother Joe out there. Hey, Joey. Marta says she loves the idea of that kind of yoga. And Jamie, you're writing the sweetest thing, like her aha moments, like she's coming out. Pamela was even agreeing with Jamie S. And tighten it down, it's like the shift between witness versus victim. Like being able to come out of yourself to observe who you are helps you find that enlightened path or the easy path or the mediumship path, like however you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's been really, really wonderful.
Wow.
So I'm just going to snuggle up with you right now, put my arms on the table.
I'm here.
I love asking people about their golden nugget, that little thing that they think of or carry with them or do, whether it's a ritual, a saying, a feeling that they resort to kind of keep them in that embodiment of centeredness or groundedness or wholeness. Do you have this go-to, or is there something that you use that you could share with us?
Yeah. I was wondering if you'd ask me this question because I thought about it. Out of all the questions, this is the only one I thought of.
I love this question.
Yeah, it's such a. Oh, I just wish like I could give you a bucket of golden nuggets and you could just run with it. But I'll give you my go-tos, kind of like my major affirmation that I give myself. I am whole. You are whole. I am whole. It's like covers a whole realm of bases in just 3 words. Um, and then the other statement of just like a golden nugget for everybody, consciousness as a whole, everybody that's lived through 2020, it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. It's all divine. It's all a blessing. Even if it doesn't seem or look that way. Retrospect is brilliant and we are resilient beings. And that's it. Super simple. Straightforward. Know you're okay.
Drop the mic. That is it. I feel like I would need to chant that. You know, it's one of the things when I come home, when I have a difficult day, I look to my husband and I go, "Can you say that thing to me?" I've trained him. No, he willingly does this. And I get him to hug me really hard and he whispers in my ear, "Everything is going to be okay." And it's like when I hear that from him, I don't know what it is. It just changes how I show up and how I'm feeling things. So I love I am whole. You know, and then almost hear myself telling it to me, "You are whole." It's like, ooh, gets me a little teary eyed.
Good.
Okay. Sara, you are just amazing. And I cannot wait to see everything that you just are going to bring to the table in 21. I'm looking forward to the Patreon account. I'm looking forward to the downloadable digital healing art. Oh my God, let's show this one. I like this one so much. Prism waterfall. I kind of want to shine a flashlight on it. I almost feel like I could do this, you know, and it would like shimmer.
It does.
Stop.
It does. I love metallics. The metallics are in all of my paintings, so you can do, you know, the shift. Yeah, and then changes. It's fun.
So pretty. Ah. So some of this will start to be up kind of around. And luminaires, if you love what you're hearing, and it's healing, check her out on Instagram, Sara Reheis. It's like at Sara Reheis, and her website is sarasreheis.com. But she's got a follow button on Instagram. Hit that so you'll be one of the first to know when she's launching her services and making these adjustments. And I'm thrilled.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am so excited as well to just be out there as I am. This is like the first time I've ever like said this in a public place. So luminaires, thank you for holding this space for me. As well as Jamie, of course, all the time.
Sara, stop. Wait, back up.
Back up.
Catching my breath.
Yeah.
This is the first time that you've said this, like put words to how you express like who you are, your lifestyle, your career, and everything. That this is it. We're witnessing it.
This is it. This moment's happening. We're all sharing it. Isn't it awesome?
Sara, I want to hold you.
I want to be held.
Can you get your dog to hold you extra hard tonight for me? Because I know he cuddles you.
Oh, so much. All in the face. Big love.
How's it
Yeah,
feeling? How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel good. I feel like this went just how I thought it would be, even though I was really nervous, of course, but um, it feels nice. It feels nice to like be in the world, you know, official outball out. Yeah.
It's official.
Hmm.
Your beautiful, energy-centric solopreneur is happening.
It is happening. And it's possible for all of you other Lumineers out there too. Like, please, if you think, like, I hope that you've watched everybody so far. If you haven't, go back and watch because it's an eclectic group of amazing, strong, powerful, different women. And we all just like really did this in this year. I think like we get major claps for that. All of us, Jamie especially, my goodness.
Huge claps. You're
Yeah.
getting like whoop whoops from Sarah Payton, huge hearts from Marta Pires, and even a round of applause, John Forizzi, Pamela Warman. Heroes come in surprising ways. Brooke Higgins, yay! She's like, I'm with you. Jamie S. was expressing she had tears of love. Dr. Brooke is like, me too. Oh,
Oh,
that is awesome.
I love you guys.
And just like that, boom, the world is shining so much more brightly now, says Mary.
Oh, Mary, I could cry. I told myself I wasn't going to, guys.
Awesome. Peter's in the corner over here going, Sarah rocks.
Thanks, Peter.
He says, I'm your biggest fan.
Oh my god, I feel all this love so strongly right now. Like I feel like my aura is like 10 feet, like beyond me. Like, thank you
You
so
are
much.
glowing, my friend. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for just being brave enough and feeling safe to come and chat like this on social media. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you for making this whole program possible, for believing in yourself, knowing that you could do it too, because I know you could.
You helped me. You helped me so much put this program together. It wouldn't have gotten on its feet unless Sarah decided she became the backbone of it and delivered all the information to all the mentees and set up all the technology, organized it, Excel sheets galore, color coded. It was like a dream. And it made it run so smoothly. So for the next crew, you're going to be the backbone again?
Yes, I am. So, again, I do hope all of you Luminaires mentor applicants. I know some of you I've already emailed to fill out your applications.
I would be there.
So, do that. You'll definitely be in contact with me. I'll be on your journey too and help supporting at least the back end. Which is lovely to hold space for more growth and more people unfolding in their own ways. It's so beautiful.
That's it. This is the word. Jamie S. says, Sarah is amazeballs.
Yes, Jamie.
You heard it here first. Like this. Oh my God. My kid is coming out. Here we go.
I knew we'd have fun.
If my B key wasn't stuck all the time, typing double B's. No. Cancel. I want to show this. Amazeballs.
Amazeballs, me.
I didn't know we could change titles, so this is just too much fun. Thank you, Jamie S., for pulling that up. And thank you to all the luminaires out there for just being curious enough, wanting to click, wanting to watch two people have conversations about what it's like to come into your own enlightenment, seeing the different personalities out there. I think it's super helpful so that you can end up finding yourself. Be curious, stay healthy. Maitland says bye. Really timely on the hellos and goodbyes. And I beg of you, choose happiness at every turn. Just let it be the filter that you live your life through, because life is good. It is. You guys are awesome. This is not woo-woo. It's true, and it's all with Sara Reheis. That way, right? It's backwards when you look.
Okay, doing it.
Bye, movies.